Hey everybody, welcome to my plan with me for the week of June 24th through the 30th. I'm using this Lynner Designs Girlie kit, which this is not the kit that I had in my lineup, but with the amount of stuff I did this week, I couldn't use that kit anymore. And since this is the week that I went to Pride, I thought Neopets was fitting enough. And we've got like rainbows in the kit and lots of different colors. So for the foil, I had already picked out most of this, but I did add to it. So I had already picked out this foil pack, the Girlie one from Lynner Designs in purple confetti, which I think is super fun. And then I added shattered rainbow because with it being Pride, I had to. So I just have all of that. And then I've got some shattered rainbow, just like bougie dots. And then lemongrass solids, which these were a part of the original plan. But hopefully this looks blindingly beautiful. So I will get right into it now. Getting into it, I am marking the month, so it is June, and I painted the house yesterday, or part of the house, so sorry for my paint hands. So the next thing I'm marking is a 4-week countdown, which is until I see We the Kings, and then 2-week countdown until I see Every Avenue. So first thing I'm marking on the 24th is that it was my dad's birthday. He did pass away 10 years ago, but it would have been his 73rd birthday. So I did want to mark that. And then the next thing I am marking is that it is the 10-year anniversary of my sister's first husband, Chris, passing away. So he was my brother-in-law, but I always just called him my brother because we were very close. So this was kind of a hard day. I started out fine, and then I think the emotions just kind of caught up with me. 10 years ago, we were trying to do something fun to celebrate my dad's birthday, because he had just died that February. And so we went to the zoo because he really loved the zoo. And then my brother-in-law, Chris, got in a car accident, and he was not with us at the time. He was doing something else, and he died. So it was a really shitty day. But I was trying to show myself self-care this day because I knew it was potentially going to be hard. So I had a vinyl sesh and I did some drawing while I was doing that because music is always calming to me. And then I just got really overwhelmed with drawing, so I stopped doing that. And then after I had lunch this day, I did go to Walmart and grab some groceries. I went to Schnucks, which is another grocery store. I know they're not like all over. And I don't know what I was there for. I guess there was stuff there that I couldn't get at Walmart. And then I did go to the craft store because it was pretty close to Schnucks and got some beads. After that, I did have pool time, and then I watched some Veronica Mars because I'd been watching it and it's a comfort show for me. And I was making bracelets while I was doing that. And then I watched Despicable Me because I did use a Despicable Me kit in my other planner this week since my dad really loved those movies. I did that since it's his birthday week. So on Tuesday, I got up a little bit earlier than usual to get Sabrina Carpenter tickets, which was not an easy process, but I did manage to get some in Nashville. I was trying to get them for 4 people, and they were not giving me like clear information on what they were okay with, 2 of the people. And so by the time I finally got that information, I could only buy 2 tickets, and I could only buy them in Nashville. I couldn't buy St. Louis ones because they were just gone. So I got them for me and Sarah, and then her sister and her sister's best friend did manage to get tickets when she had like a Spotify pre-sale thing. So I was glad they got tickets too. So then I drew a little because, I was already awake. So after I drew, my signed Gracie Abrams vinyl showed up, and it's purple. It's beautiful. So I was very excited about that. And then we had a hole in the pool we figured out. So I did help my husband try and patch it because he's got some ear issues, so it's very bad for him to be underwater. He can get in the pool, but just submerging himself completely is not good. It causes him a lot of ear pain. So after that, I filmed a plan with me, and I filmed, I'm guessing my July lineup. I got that up really late. I've just been struggling to plan ahead with foils, so it's been hard to get them up in the middle of the month like I typically want to do. But since I wasn't able to have a June haul, I think it kind of worked out this time. But after filming, I did do some editing because I am pretty sure I was editing the plan with me that was going live the next day. And then I watched Despicable Me 2. I was just going through all of the movies this week. So I watched them in the order that they released in, not necessarily in chronological order. And the 4th one wasn't out at this point, so I obviously didn't watch it. But then I was just texting Carly and Lynn for a while, so that was pretty much my day. Wednesday, I watched New Heights. Usually I will listen to it because it's a podcast, but it's Travis and Jason Kelsey, and I just wanted to watch it because I thought it would be fun. And they were talking about the Eras Tour a little bit. I haven't actually watched the one where they talked about Travis being in the show, so I definitely need to watch that. But I kind of forgot about it until just now. So I was drawing while I was watching that. And then I don't know what I was going to do. I might have just been trying to walk to the bathroom or something, but I fell down really hard in the basement, which we have pretty thin carpet in the basement, unlike our upstairs carpet. So it was really painful, and I ended up having to text my husband from my watch because my phone flew out of my hand, and like ask him to come downstairs and help me because he was working at the time. So I didn't twist my ankle, I don't think, but I don't know if one of my ankles or my knee just gave out, because I do have that happen sometimes, unfortunately. After that, I did watch some Ted Lasso because I was definitely needing to rest on the couch after that fall. And then I did some work. I worked on, I think, formatting, but whatever it was computer work. I don't want to cover Avery. I'm going to have to. Yeah, that's also uneven, but I can't pull it up. So I did watch some Avatar: The Last Airbender with my husband this evening while we had pizza. And then I watched the Minions movie, or I guess I tried to, but I couldn't finish it because I was just kind of uninterested. Like, I've seen it before, but not very recently. And I just think Despicable Me 1 and 2 are a lot better than the Minions movie. So I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but yeah. After that, I watched more Veronica Mars, and then I went to bed early because I was exhausted, but then I had insomnia, so I ended up being up pretty late still. Which that always seems to happen. If I go to bed early, I always seem to be awake longer than if I just go to bed late. It's really freaking annoying. But that's just how my body is. So then the next morning, I woke up at 5:30 a.m. and I couldn't fall back asleep. I was just having the worst insomnia, and so I went downstairs and tried to sleep on the couch, and I was able to fall asleep down there, thankfully. Then I went to Target to pick up a prescription, and I did a few other errands. I went to the dispensary, and then I got back home and I did some more work. Then I had pool time, which typically when I mark pool time, that's just me like by myself, floating, because I have a glittery inner tube that I like to float with. Sometimes I will walk around the pool to get some exercise in a safer way, since I clearly cannot manage to just walk. But a lot of it's just kind of a relaxing time. So after that, I was listening to a book, and then I watched Despicable Me 3, which it was good, but it wasn't great. I don't think I would need to watch it again. I thought I hadn't seen it, but I had, and I guess that says something about it, that I completely forgot I'd even seen it. Then I did some work. I did some computer work, and I did drawing as well. I had TV time while I was doing that, so I watched the new episodes of Evil, Criminal Minds Evolution, and then I just watched more of Veronica Mars. I feel like I'm so behind, but I do have some things to talk about this week. So on Thursday, that was 1 year post-op for my hysterectomy. So never mind, that was Friday. But that was just a really cool thing to look back on and acknowledge, because I have been able to do so much that I never would have been able to do before my surgery. It definitely improved after my first surgery, where I got endometriosis lesions removed, but the hysterectomy made even bigger of a difference. I am so grateful that I got it done. If I could go back and get it done 10 years sooner, I definitely would have, because the amount of pain it caused me to have adenomyosis was just huge. But I was just kind of, I don't know if it was being nostalgic exactly, but I was reflecting on all the things I was able to do after surgery. In the past year, I've gone on trips, I've gone to a lot of concerts, I have been able to drive for a lot of that and not be in such bad pain I can't drive myself. I moved and packed and did all of that. It was painful and it wasn't fun, but I was able to physically do it, and that was a huge thing. So yeah, I'm just really grateful. So the next thing I marked was that I had new releases and my sale went live on Friday through Sunday. Once my new releases go live, I do have 25% off for that weekend. So after I got that all posted and the sale put live on Etsy, I did go to Barnes & Noble because Sarah had a pickup that she wanted. They had a record at my Barnes & Noble that hers didn't have. So I got that, and then I got the buy one get one drinks at Target. I think it was buy one get one free instead of 50% off this day. So I got them at the Target, Starbucks, but they're not able to scan it, so it doesn't remove it from your account when you get it. And so then I also went to the standalone Starbucks. It's pretty close to Target in my town, and got BOGO there. So I had 4 drinks. 2 were for my husband, but yeah, that was a little wild. But I did pick up a record for Sarah and I while I was at Target because she wanted me to grab it because I was going to her house the next day. And I completely forgot to mention this sticker, that one, this one, and that one are from my shop, Corks and Corgs Co. It is on Etsy, like I mentioned about the new releases, and the link is down below. Any shop updates are posted on Instagram, so if you want to watch for those, that's the place to follow. So after I got back home, my husband and I played more Princess Peach Showtime. And then I did some work. I was filling orders because while my processing time is 1 to 2 weeks, I try to get it done as soon as possible. That's basically just if something goes wrong or if I'm out of town. So after I did that, I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender with my husband. We were getting really close to the end at this point. And then I got 100 sales, which my goal for my shop for 2024 was to open it and to get 100 sales. So I don't know if I was underestimating, but that was amazing. I'm so grateful to everybody that's ordered and shared and supported my shop in any way. I feel like it sounds cliche, but it really means so much. Like every time I get an order and see the notification on my phone, I get really emotional. And when I see people using my stickers too, my husband jokes like, oh, you're gonna cry again, because at first I was crying like every time I got an order. So after that, I watched Minions, The Rise of Gru, I think. Yeah, that's what it's called. I don't know why I didn't look at the script first. And I was skeptical because this one was about the Minions as well, but Gru was in it. So I thought this was really cute. I definitely enjoyed this, and I had not seen it before. I did some planning this evening, and then I watched more Veronica Mars. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the boxes on for the rest of this day and then cut it out and start talking again because it's just stressing me. So Saturday, I went to the post office first thing in the morning because they close at noon on Saturdays, and I wanted to go ahead and get the orders out. Then I went to Scooters because it's pretty close to my post office. And when I got back home, I did some packing because I was going to Sarah's. So I did drive to her house because we were going to Pride the next day, but I told her she had to drive. So I went to her house because it's just easier for her that way so she doesn't have to get someone to dog sit. And I did bring most of my beads to her house, so I was making bracelets for a bit when I got there. And then I wanted some more storage containers for the new beads I'd gotten, and Sarah did too. So we decided to go to Joann. And of course, every time I go to a craft store, I end up getting stuff I'm not planning for. So I got storage, but I also got more beads, and we were organizing beads together, and I put all the new beads in the storage and then realized the ones I actually bought the storage for, I didn't have room for. So that was bad planning on my part. And Sarah and I are just kind of obsessed with glitter. So we were looking at some new glitters that she got, and like I was holding one and I was also eating like a piece of bread or something, and she was like, don't get food in it, because I was opening it up to look at it. And then she dropped one of them in her water cup, and I just lost it laughing because she had just told me not to get food on it, and then she dropped it straight in her water. Thankfully, it was closed, but it really got me. And I mean, it was late, so I was also probably kind of loopy, but I marked it as glitter dunk because she dunked her glitter in the water. So Sunday we woke up pretty early because the parade was at noon, and we were about 2.5 hours from downtown St. Louis, but we were also going to a town in Illinois that's a St. Louis suburb, and they have a train that goes into St. Louis from there. So we wanted to just take that so we didn't have to worry about driving in downtown, or I guess so Sarah didn't. But honestly, it was a really great choice because it was pretty quick, and there was a Cardinals game that day, plus Pride, plus I think there was some other stuff going on, like there was some protesting as well. So it really worked out. She didn't drive us. But first thing I did, take a shower, and then I got ready. So I put on all my makeup, and I'll see if I have a good picture of it to share, but I did do like a by Pride gradient on my eyelids with some liquid eyeshadow that I bought for it, and I think it turned out pretty good, especially since I don't really do makeup a ton, so I was proud of myself. I did kind of test it out the night before, I just didn't mark that. So then Sarah drove us to Fairview Heights is where we went to. And that was the train that we got on, was the one there. It's a metro, so it just kind of runs in and around the city. But it took us straight to downtown. It was super convenient. And before we got there, we did just have something really stressful happen on the way there. And then we made a Target stop and got a little bit of food as well before we went. And then at that point was when we took the metro downtown. So the next thing I marked was the Pride Festival, because when we got there, it was past the time the parade was supposed to be at, and I think it was like 12:45. So there were people lined up for the parade, but I was like, well, I think it's over, so I guess we'll just go to the festival. And we walked around. I did a little bit of shopping, and then we were near where the parade was supposed to be, and I thought where it had been. And Sarah was like, hey, I think the parade's happening right now. And she was right. So that was super exciting because I was really bummed to have missed it. And I didn't really know what to expect for the parade. So, I mean, there's a lot of businesses that were there, but, you know, they were giving out things, and that was cool. So I got a bunch of stuff. I got like beads, and I got even some really nice dog treats and some of those dishwasher pods, which those are expensive. So I was like, yes. But there was other stuff, like cute little rainbow things and flags. But Pride was just so much fun for me. I am so grateful that Sarah went with me because I was super scared to go in general, and I definitely don't think I could have gone by myself, but I just felt very safe and accepted. And growing up in a rural area and living in a city but not doing any kind of pride activities, I just really haven't had that experience until now. So I'm probably going to go back next year because I just think it'll be really fun. But yeah, to anyone that messaged me on Instagram, if any of you watch my videos, thank you for sharing your experiences because it really made me feel better about going. So after the parade, we did do a little bit more shopping, or at least I did. I got some different earrings, and I got a keychain, and I don't know what else. I think that might have been it. But I'm a sucker for earrings. Then we went back to Illinois, and when we got back to Sarah's, we were just really exhausted because it was a super hot day and had just been a long day. So we just binged some New Girl, and then we had dinner, but we wanted candy, and we were like, there is no way we can leave the house. Like, neither of us felt like we could drive because we were just so beyond exhausted. So we ended up door dashing like $30 of candy and stuff. And my husband and I share an account, and he was like, enjoy your candy dinner? He was like really confused, but yeah, that was I'd explain it to him. I was like, no, we ate. But that was my week. I am super excited with how the foil ended up turning out. I think it was really fun to bring in all the different colors. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.